The 2016 Academy Awards reignited the diversity debate in Hollywood, and the Oscars So White campaign dominated social media, fueling outrage and action. The omission of minorities, both in casting and award nominations, was particularly personal to aspiring actor and blogger Michelle Villemaire. Simultaneously discouraged and inspired, she decided to use her blog to share a radical new project, correcting yellowface. Using photography, she illustrated Hollywood's practice of whitewashing, casting Caucasians in minority roles. Posing side by side next to non-Asian actresses playing roles clearly meant for Asians, Villemaire chronicled Hollywood's long history of exclusion and stereotyping. Michelle joins me now to tell us more about her fantastic project. I have to say, I thought this was so clever and so powerful in the way you use these images.
Thank you, May.
So what, before I ask you what inspired you, let's go back to when you were growing up as a kid. Asian American kid, just like me, in sort of a white community. Did you realize when you were growing up that you had this Asian identity and you were different? And if so, how did that shape you?
Absolutely. I am half Asian. My father is Caucasian, and my mother is Thai Chinese. So I always had one foot in both worlds.
Both cultures, yeah.
But I look mainly Asian.
Yeah.
So there's my identity. And I went to school with mostly white kids most of my life.
Yeah. So did you feel like an outsider? Did that affect the way in which you saw yourself? In society?
Absolutely. Yeah. I felt like an outsider. And I wasn't seeing myself on television and in films.
That's the thing, because, we were saying before we started the segment, both of us grew up not seeing Asian images in the media at all.
Right.
So what did you think? You noticed that, even as a kid?
I did. I grew up watching black and white movies with my grandfather, and first decided that I wanted to be an actor when I saw Shirley Temple on screen having fun and, wearing costumes and tap shoes, and I wanted to be her.
Yeah.
And my grandfather was in love with Marilyn Monroe. So one of the first movies, yeah, I know. Right. So I used to watch those movies with him, and one of the first grown-up movies I remember watching was Gentlemen Prefer Blondes.
Oh.
And even though I didn't understand the context of what was happening, the title alone.
The title alone.
Yeah, there's so much multi-level messaging within that title.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because I grew up wanting to have blue eyes and blonde hair, and I wanted my name to be Mary, because again, we were so subjected to those images and those images alone.
I changed my name a few times too. I remember putting clothespins on my nose to make my nose narrower because I was ashamed of what I looked like. It didn't fit in, and it didn't belong on camera, as far as I knew, as far as they were telling me.
It wasn't the accepted image of beauty and what people desired.
Right.
Yeah. Right. So that obviously leads you to this phenomenal project, correcting yellowface. Why did you decide to do it? What made you go and say to yourself, all right, I'm gonna take this on?
Well, there's been a lot of talk about whitewashing in Hollywood lately, and I have a blog. I'm a creative person. Yeah. I like to make things. I'm always looking for new mediums. And I'm not a great photographer, but I decided to use my voice in this way this time.
Yeah.
So I decided to...
But obviously you were moved enough and maybe angry enough to do this because, again, it's very powerful. We're going to take a look at some of the images, but you obviously were not just mad, you were like, I'm going to do something about this and make a statement.
A lot of people were talking about it as if it was the first time they were hearing about it. And I've been aware for a while. About 10 years ago, in adulthood, I discovered Anna May Wong. And her story really moved me. I started to write a screenplay about her life, and then I had a family, and that took a back seat. But,
and again, a lot of folks in America don't even know who she
was. Okay, well, she was, as you know, the first Chinese-American movie star. And she had a shot at it. But because of the way the world was back then, she was not allowed to play opposite white men
right.
on screen.
As a romantic lead, right?
Yes,
yeah,
as a romantic
was sort of a
lead.
moral code that was
Yes.
followed in Hollywood.
Yes,
Yeah, so
a
that
moral
prevented
code.
her from getting a lot of parts that she would have been perfect for.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they were casting white men as
men,
Asian
exactly,
men.
exactly. So, okay, let's go to some of these photos because they
Yes.
are fantastic and we have to show them off. Let's look at Louise Rayner. Here she is.
The Good Earth.
The Good Earth,
Yes,
right?
there
Pearl
she
S.
is.
Buck's book.
I believe she's of German descent, I believe.
German
Yeah.
descent, playing a Chinese woman.
Yes.
And so look at you to the right.
I
How was that? What was that like?
I found a black T-shirt and I wrapped it around like a bandana.
Yep.
And I had a Chinese traditional shirt. A friend of mine helped me with the Photoshop to make it look like I had been working in the fields.
Yes, you look tired.
Yes, I
that's
didn't wear
good.
makeup, so I'm
Right,
proud of
right.
myself for that.
But yeah, there you go. I mean, a real Asian playing that role versus a woman of German descent.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she
Yeah.
did go on to apparently. She won the Academy Award for that, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. All right, let's go to the next one. All right, the legendary Katharine Hepburn. She played an Asian woman.
I discovered this when I was searching for yellowface pictures, and I was shocked.
Amazing. I
Shocked.
had no idea.
This was also another book by Pearl S. Buck, Dragon Seed, and she plays a Chinese villager.
It's incredible. I mean, how she doesn't look Asian. I'm
She
sorry.
doesn't look Asian,
Yeah.
and they must have used some glue and tape to
make her eyes
give her
smaller and okay.
more narrow.
Yeah, I definitely prefer your picture. All right, let's go to number 3, Myrna Loy. Now, she was a favorite actress to use in different Asian roles for some reason.
Yeah,
right?
for some reason she just kept getting cast over and over
Right.
as
Here
an
she is.
Asian woman.
Yep.
There she is, the daughter of Fu Manchu.
Okay. Not
Which
convincing,
is problematic
but okay.
in a lot of ways, but
Sorry, I'm being really cynical about this for obvious reasons. And then here she is again.
and there she is again. And you know, I saw these pictures and I thought, I really wanted to have fun,
Yeah.
like she was having fun. And that's why I wanted to be an actress when I was a little girl. I wanted to wear the costumes.
To play
and
dress up
I wanted
like
to play
that.
dress up, and
Sure.
I wanted to be in those roles.
You look fabulous, by the way, in this photo.
Thank you.
Really?
Thank you very much.
That's an amazing
I found that
photo.
headdress in Chinatown.
You did?
I
Okay.
did. I showed the lady the picture, and I'm like, you don't have anything like this, do you? She's like, yeah, right there.
Wow.
So-
Okay, now we're going to look at, this was in The King and I, right?
The King and I, yes.
Yeah.
So Rita Moreno, obviously Latina, but because I'm part Thai, I had to go for this one.
This outfit of yours is fabulous too.
Yes, I rented that from a Thai store in Thai Town.
In Thai Town,
Yeah.
okay. All right, now we're going to go to Emma Stone. This was a recent movie, Aloha, where she's supposedly a quarter Asian, right?
Well, half
she-
Asian,
half Asian?
a quarter
Okay.
Hawaiian,
And quarter Hawaiian,
a quarter
right.
Hawaiian, a quarter Chinese.
Okay. Really?
I know.
I mean, really?
I know.
There was such a backlash about this because that was the most ridiculous casting. Really, it was just
The
so
defense
outlandish.
was that her character was not supposed to look Asian.
Okay, she looks whiter than most white people. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
I know. I know.
Yeah, but adorable outfit that you put together.
Oh,
And-
thank you.
And let's just talk about one second about the fact that you really had to try and find all of these outfits, and that's where your DIY obviously comes in to
Yeah.
try to create some of these looks.
Right. Yeah, I did. I created that hat from Aloha.
Right.
And that was fun. I mean,
Yeah.
I had a good time doing it. I mean, I can't be angry all the time.
Right,
You know,
right.
I
Find
had
some joy in it
yes,
as well,
yes.
right? Okay, now another recent casting, miscasting, is Scarlett Johansson, playing a role of a character from comic books, right?
Ghost in the Shell.
And that is a sort of a iconic role to a lot of fans, and so people were really up in arms about this.
Really upset about that.
Yeah.
The character has a Japanese background.
Yeah.
She's a Japanese woman.
Japanese, fully
Yes,
Japanese.
yes.
Yes.
So
And
here we are
Scarlett
again.
Johansson,
Yeah,
yes.
2016.
That's where I want to ask you, I mean, when you started doing all this research and seeing that it started decades ago, but we're still seeing this happen today, it's pretty frustrating, isn't it?
It's very frustrating. Why is it still happening?
Why is it still happening? I don't know.
yeah.
That's where I think the Asian community, and tell me what you think about it. I mean, this time it seems like they're vocalizing this a lot more. The frustrations are coming out, and people are really starting to step up and talk about this rather than just letting it go. Do you see that kind of change happening?
Yeah, I mean, I don't think we're our mother's model minority anymore. You know, we're noisier.
Right.
You know, we're not worried about what other people think. We're not worried about impressing our ancestors.
That's right. That's right. And
or we are, and this is the way that we're doing it. We're speaking up.
Exactly, exactly. I mean, by you doing this, you are definitely shedding light on it and talking about the history of it and the fact that it's still happening. So what kind of response have you gotten?
Amazing response,
Yeah?
May. Amazing response. I've been moved to tears by the things that people have said. And I had no intention of it going viral the way that it did, but it's been printed in China and Thailand and France and Australia, India, all over. And people have emailed me telling me, thank you.
Are people telling you their own stories?
Yes, they're telling me their own stories and how they look at the pictures and they feel healed in a way.
Wow. Well, Michelle, thank you so much for coming in.
Thank you for having me.
And I'm so proud of you. As a fellow Asian American, that you brought to light this topic in the way you did, in such a creative way.
Thank you.
All right, good luck to you.
Thanks.